What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with the overall markets, but just notes that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And don't forget to smash the like button. Anyways, the question that's going through a lot of people's minds is what's happening with Tesla stock? When you zoom out of Tesla, you're going to be shown the fact that Tesla is very undervalued compared to where it was before and its all-time high. So why am I still a big Tesla bull? That's a lot of like what people have been asking me, at least very recently. When you zoom out of Tesla and go to the weekly time frame, okay, Tesla has been on a massive downtrend. It's been on a downtrend for quite some time. And when you let me just close these. When you look at the overall trend Tesla's been in on the weekly time frame, it's been on this very, very big move to the downside. It's been kind of continuing like this for quite a while. You can even draw this out like this. However you want to draw this, you guys can see that Tesla has been bearish. It's been on a big downtrend. That's something that I'm not going to hide from everyone. But the question is, why is this happening? Does this make me lose my faith in Tesla? And the answer is not whatsoever. You see, I see this as a very, very big opportunity because you have to consider what Tesla is invested in and the amount of growth that Tesla has. Considering that Tesla is down quite a bit, you have to remember that there's so much against Tesla. There's been all these headlines coming out against Tesla. Anytime one negative piece of news comes out, the media will scream about it. And Tesla's oftentimes trivialized despite how great their successes have been, in my opinion. Now, yes, there's been a lot of hardships for them. All right. We had the global chip shortage. Once that's alleviated, then we started to have, a lot of other issues from the pandemic. We had high inflation, which led to interest rates going up. And stocks like Tesla are very sensitive to them relative to many of their counterparts. You see, these high interest rates hurt their demand in a lot of ways. It led to a lot of hardships, and we really saw the effect that had when it came to their sales and different factors like that. During Tesla's massive growth phase, we saw a slowdown because of their developments, because they were upgrading their gigafactories and all these different factors, and also because of high interest rates affecting demand. So it made things very hard for them. Okay. And I just want to say this: I'm not scared by this. I'm not phased by this. I just see this as a very, very big opportunity to buy those Tesla shares for cheap because it's going to run back to the 400s, 500s, and thousands again. It's going to do that, guys. I'm very confident in this company's success and their capabilities. Now, I'm not going to make this a more in-depth video where I break down like specific pieces of data or such. I don't really want to do that today. I'm just going to say that you guys know their growth has been astronomical. If you look at their growth in sales, that's going to be one big factor. The robotaxi is another, Optimus another. They have so much going for them, and I just think that this is only the beginning. So I see this as a slanted inverse head and shoulders that's been developing on the charts, and I think that Tesla will eventually make its move up once we start breaking these resistance levels. So we're not there yet, but we are going to get there eventually. Now, what's going to cause Tesla to really start that run would be we first have to get through the next piece of turmoil. So the Fed has been raising rates and it's having an effect on unemployment. We're entering a recessionary environment in the US and it's going to be affecting Tesla. Of course, the entire market is going to be affected by this. That's the next hurdle that's going to be in the way, in my opinion. But things will subside, especially after the election. Things will subside and Tesla will see massive growth once these interest rates start going down and time passes by. Right? It's not going to be an immediate thing, but it's going to take time for Tesla to really get that run. And for the time being, we've been consolidating in a range for the last, 6, 7 months. We may continue to do that for some time, but there will be a big run coming later on down the line. So I'm a very patient investor. But I just wanted to talk about what I do see, at least for us moving forward. The monthly of Tesla is looking so, but I think that going into next month, there's going to be a nice attempts to bounce. And I think that this is going to be fueled by the markets. When you look at the monthly on SPY, as you guys could see, we have a lot of potential to go higher. We have a very bullish looking monthly candlestick, and we have a bullish crossover on the PPO. We look pretty strong on the monthly. The weekly looks pretty strong as well on SPY. We're going to be testing 565 on SPY, and I think that we're going to break through that. Once that breaks, I see us eventually pushing for 568 to 570, and then eventually into the 570s. So we're nearing a bullish cross in the PPO on the weekly on SPY. I think the market's going to get dragged up because of this. And, usually September's are not that strong for the markets, and then October's tend to be a lot weaker, especially during election years. So they could be pumping us higher because they're getting us ready for that next rug pull. I'm not going to worry about the rug pull yet. We're just going to focus on the now. And right now, the market is bullish. So Yes, I'm not saying the move is going to last forever, but for the time being, as we start off September, I think there's going to be a lot of upside coming to SPY. This is going to help Tesla out. The monthly looks bullish, so does the weekly. Same thing with the QQQ. We look bullish on the weekly is not as strong as that of SPY, but I do see potential for us to get back up to at least 480 to 483. So I see us going to the 480s next week pretty easily. The monthly is what I'm looking at. This looks pretty good for the QQQ. We got good volume. We saw a big dip for the month for the QQQ only to get bought back up. So the buyers are defending. So I think that the QQQ is also going to drag Tesla because when you look at not the weekly, I think the chart I use is like the hourly time frame. On the hourly time frame, you could see a lot. There's a lot of similarities between the way this is forming an inverse head and shoulders with that of Tesla. That's the QQQ, and then this is like Tesla. They have very similar structures, and I think that this inverse head and shoulders is bound to play out because these imbalances will drag us higher. So I think Tesla's going to be rallying to the 220s very soon. I think we're going to be looking for a nice rally next week. I think Tesla should be back in the 220s quite easily as long as we hold above 215. Now, when it comes to the bigger time frames, one thing worth mentioning is that we also have a larger inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. So I think that this is also going to likely play out for Tesla. And with the robotaxi events coming out for October, I think that's going to be another catalyst to help this thing out. So I think what's going to happen to Tesla is this: we have this giant inverse head and shoulders that has been developing like this. And I presume that we may attempt another rally back up here, even for like the month of September, possibly back up to the trend line. If there is some kind of dip in October, it depends on the robotaxi event, whether we continue to rally approaching it. We could continue to rally like really hard approaching the robotaxi event, which is going to be on October 10th. We could see a decline afterwards because the market does typically decline in October before we just continue this rally to the end of the year, which would take Tesla into the 300s. So I think Tesla will be up over 50% by the year's end. There could be a decline coming in October for the markets. It's a possibility, and maybe it will be after the robotaxi event. But we're not really going to worry too much about that. So for now, I think that Tesla could be starting off this nice rally, start this uptrend move as we get closer to October. And then for the end of the year, we're still looking very bullish. We have a nice bullish looking setup for the year's end. I think Tesla will be on its way back up to 300 by January, in my personal opinion. That's what I favor, especially after the election. I think there's going to be some nice price action. I do think Tesla has a lot of potential. So, with that being said, I just want to say I really appreciate you guys so much for listening to this video. Please have a great day and just know that Tesla is setting itself up for a nice rally for the end of the year, but for the much bigger picture, because even if we do go up to like 250 300, it doesn't really compare to the all-time high, which is in the 400s. We're still well below that. So I just want to let you guys know that maybe we'll hit the 300s. Maybe it may take a while for us to get to new all-time highs, but we will get there. I'm still very confident in that, looking at the larger setups, looking at all the bullish catalysts coming out from what Tesla's expanding for. You can't also forget about the energy storage business. That's a very, very big catalyst for them. So my view of Tesla remains bullish for the long term. For the short term, I'm also quite bullish, but for the medium term, I'm concerned about some volatility that could come in October because of cyclicals for the markets. So that's my view. Short term, I'm very bullish. I think Tesla's going to be pushing to the 220s, if not 230. Medium term, we could see volatility in October because of markets turmoil, because of cyclicals. But then for the end of the year, I am still leaning more bullish, looking at the structure and what happens historically during election years. This wasn't a video where I go over like all the details, show you guys all the charts. I don't really want to do that today. Just want to take a little bit of a break. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep the video very simple. I'm very bullish on Tesla for the long term. And I think we're going to be completely fine. So don't worry too much, guys, if you're a long-term investor. And there's a lot of opportunity brewing, in my opinion, for what Tesla's about to do. So with that being said, I thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon in just another day. And then I have another very in-depth video coming out about all the tickers like AMD and the others for Monday. So I'll be back then. Don't forget the market's going to be closed on Monday for Labor Day. So enjoy the rest of the weekend. Take care, guys. Have fun for this Saturday. I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next one. Thank you for listening and peace out.